set the bar so high, for the comeback for teams after us, to win it and then go back.
I know I coached here after that. The bar was extremely high, and it was tough for coaches to make it.
Yeah.
Coach Richardson used to talk about you better feed the bear.
He sure did. Yeah, you're right. He sure said
we
that.
tried to feed it. We just couldn't feed it enough.
Yeah.
Talk about that a little bit, the bar.
Well, because like I said, the talent that we had, and it was special. Coach, he put a good group of guys, talent-wise. Then, because he was a great motivator, put us together, and then just hard-nosed, tough. Then, it was a battle with a lot of us, like I said, Al, Clint, all of us, to get us to understand our role. And once he got us to believe into his system, the way he wanted to play, and we fed into it, it was like, man, there was no stopping.
For Razorback basketball great Dwight Stewart, one call changed everything.
I was kind of paused. It was just something that I really didn't expect.
The former Razorback forward, who played a significant role in the '94 national championship team, was now joining the Razorback Hall of Honor.
For that type of honor, for me, that's something that I just didn't expect, from a role player, I'm so glad that I was the last one to get in with the crew.
Stewart's journey was defined by sacrifice and growth under head coach Nolan Richardson.
Sometimes I sit back and think like, man, I really respect Coach because he made me more of a, better person, with growth, understanding life. It's just been a blessing, making me grow as a man.
Stewart's road to a national championship wasn't a straight path.
I had a little issue, early part that I really had me frustrated but
we thought about transferring again.
Glad to run the transfer portal back then.
A couple guys talked me out of it. As time went on, grew and kind of, bought into it. I loved it.
That commitment earned him and the Razorbacks a national title and a bond with his team that transcends decades.
Stewart, here's that shot we're talking about. Yeah. Unbelievable range.
It's just a blessing, man, for all these years to go by, and we still had that bond, and then able to, be here for me and support, because, it's something that I didn't expect, so I'm proud of it, man, I really am.
Stewart put it down, that's it. My goodness. I don't know how you beat that. You don't.
We have a very special guest for you today. Not everyone gets to sit down and do a Hog Pod, and you get to sit down and do it with 3 of your teammates.
That's right.
How about that?
That's great, man. That's great.
I don't know if that's great or not. That's a little nerve-wracking. These guys right here are
I'm
listening.
glad, man. I'm glad to see them, man. Thanks for the support, You know what I'm saying?
I think I'd rather be by myself. You got Corey right here.
Oh, that's love.
You got Corey Beck.
That's love.
You got Clint McDaniel, and we see them a lot. Corey's here. We see Clint coming through 2 or 3 times a year. But we got an extra special guest for you. All the way from Birmingham, Alabama, Alex Dillard.
Love part of the crew too now. It's family, baby. I'm telling you.
When's the last time you saw Al Dillard?
I saw him about a year ago. We did something in Little Rock. They had like a couple of guys come over to Little Rock. Me, Corley, Scotty, Corey, and Al. It's a little event. It was nice. So we had a good time over there. It was about a year and a half ago, I think.
It's always nice. And then I know Corliss and Scotty, hopefully you'll get to see them. They've got an event in Fayetteville on Friday night. Scotty's daughter plays on our volleyball team.
Yeah.
So we see Scotty a lot. We don't get to see Corliss hardly ever. So now you're starting to talk about a lot of guys from your team here at the same time. And a lot of them here because of you.
Yeah, that's true. Because, like I said, I talked to Scotty. We talk on a regular. He's telling me about, his daughter, the game, and the little event that they got to do. He's not going to make it tonight, but, we'll see each other. Yeah, I'm just glad all of them was able, to come out and support me. Everybody got their own thing going with their family and stuff. So it's just a blessing, man, for, all these years to go by. And we still had that bond and then able to, to be here for me and support because, it's something that I didn't expect. So I'm proud of it, man. I really am.
So getting elected and going in, getting selected and elected to go into the Hall of Honor, that kind of surprised you a little bit. When I talked to you on the phone, I remember calling you and just visiting with you a little bit before we knew for sure if you were going to get in. And then Hunter called you and when Hunter Yurchek called you, what was that like when you got that phone call?
Oh man, the truth, I was kind of just pause, and then he got like, "Hey Dwight, how you doing?" You know, he said his name and all that, and I was like, "I'm good." And then he kind of, one of the situation was going on. I'm like, "I'm excited. It's something I ain't expecting." And he was like, "Proud of you, looking forward to moving with it." I just told him I'm just looking forward to it. It was just something that I really didn't expect, but I'm so glad that I was the last one to get in with the crew.
Yeah. Well, I remember when I called you either later that day or the next day, that was the thing that stuck out to me, how happy you were about it, but how you said that you were surprised and that you didn't expect it. And it's really nice when someone gets a great surprise and they feel good. I know that made you feel good.
Yeah, it did because, like I said, we had a special team, you know what I'm saying, and a lot of us had to give up a lot, sacrifice, you know what I'm saying, to accomplish what we wanted to do. And, of course, we had Scotty Corliss and me, Clint, and Corey. We was like, the backbone, the role player. So, for that type of honor for me, to get inducted to the Hall of Honor, that's something that I just didn't expect, from a role player, But it's just, I really appreciate it because of the fans and the foundation to be able to think about me, to put me in there. So
we've had a lot of great players, and it's hard to get in. It's
exactly.
hard to get in
That's
the
how I
Hall
look
of
at
Honor.
it.
So
That's
it's
how
a
I
tough
look at
deal.
it.
And I'm gonna bring these guys in here before they scatter real quick. I'm gonna start with Clint. All right, and we'll let you get some roses for a minute. Clint McDaniel, you're in the Razorback Hall of Honor. Dwight Stewart, what's that mean for you to see him go in? And when you think about Dwight Stewart, what does Clint McDaniel think about?
Well, Dwight was one of the guys, like he said before, talking about role players and embracing that part of, being a role player on a championship team. Me and Dwight used to sit in a room night after night saying we can do more, but we used to talk each other into continuing to play our roles and to have success in our role. So to see him get this honor, I feel like I'm a part of it, and I wouldn't have missed it in the world watching him go in.
Yeah, I love that. Clint lives in Las Vegas and came a long way, so I know that means a lot to you.
I do.
You think about Clint McDaniel, what do you think about?
Clint, my guy, like you said, we've been in the dorm room plenty of nights just talking about, roles and different things, what we can do, getting frustrated. I had a little issue, early part that I really had me frustrated, but he kind of talked me out of it. A couple guys talked me out of it. But
we thought about transferring again.
I'm glad there wasn't a transfer portal back then.
But yeah, that's true. I was at that point, but they talked me out of it. You know what I'm saying? I was just kind of at that point. Man, I can't. But I love the guys, but it's just the way the system was, and for me, I felt at that time it wouldn't. But as time went on, grew and kind of, bought into it. I loved it. You know what I'm saying? So. And
Coach Richardson was tough. He was a tough coach.
Yeah,
a lot tougher than people. He was not necessarily a player-friendly coach. He'd coach you hard.
Definitely. He was. You know what I'm saying? And I always respected Coach. It's just that I just looked at it different. I was young, so as I got older, sometimes I sit back and think like, man, I really respect Coach because he made me more of a, a better person. You know what I'm saying? With growth, understanding life. You know what I'm saying? Especially where I come from. And it made me just better in life, you know what I'm saying? That's why I was able to succeed in life, to go overseas and play for a long time and then finish up and be able to get my own business. And my wife, I've been with my wife since high school, so it's just been a blessing to make me grow as a man.
She needs to go in the Hall of Honor.
Yeah. So it's been great.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
We got Corey Beck right here, somebody you've known for a lot of your life from Memphis. Corey, what's your message to your teammate Dwight Stewart?
Just congratulations. So proud of him. Met Dwight when I was in 6th grade. Been friends ever since. Never had a misunderstanding. It's always been love, our families. I mean, we basically we're brothers from another mother. And he's been married to his lovely wife, Tasha. Grew up with her. We're like a family. So this thing, until one of us is buried and gone, we're gonna be side by side. Yeah, love you.
I love you too, boy.
Yeah.
I can't believe since 6th grade on, surely you had to have some misunderstandings. You're a hard-nosed, tough guy, and you're hard-headed, so there had to be some misunderstandings.
Well, anything got serious, we played it off. Like,
it was a shake-off. We definitely,
you
we
have
used
your
to push
moments.
me. We used to play one-on-one for quite a lot of stuff, but, it was a push-off, though. Once we got done with it, it was like, man, it's over with.
Yeah,
you
can't
how
let
it
it
was.
burn you
We
up
ain't,
on
you know
the
what I'm saying?
inside.
Yeah, it was over with. We ain't take nothing the next day or the next hour. It was over with. That moment, yeah, but then we washed that away.
So what about him?
That's like I said, that's my brother. I've been knowing Corey, man, since we was 6th grade. We did so much together. Man, it's just a blessing to be able to, for me, to be able to get this accomplishment, man, to go from 6th grade, Pee Wee ball, to junior high, high school, to JUCO, and then to Arkansas. Then we was able to play pro together. You know what I'm saying?
That's amazing.
You know what I'm
Sit
saying?
out a year together.
Yeah, sit out, to be able to go play pro and make money together. So, you know what I'm saying? That was, cross overseas, that's something that we didn't expect. You know what I'm saying? But, hey, it happened. So that's, ain't too many guys can say that.
No, they really can't.
But it's number love, me and him. Number
Elma
love.
too. Elma Martin. grew up with us.
So did Elma Martin.
Yeah.
Same thing. Yep.
It's been a small dynasty from Memphis.
Ain't no doubt.
Ron started, of course.
Yeah. And so, and Corey, talk about Ron. And he's in the Razorback Hall of Honor, and he was the first big Memphis recruit. We'd had some Memphis players way back, but not that type of like Ron was, and how that opened the door for y'all.
Of course, because Ron over in Memphis, like when Ron played, me, Em, and Dwight, sometimes we would hitchhike from Jeter, like didn't have a ride or nothing. Get to the game. Sometimes we get to the game, the principal, it's been a couple times, the principals don't make people get up because the gym is packed.
Yep.
And made people move so we can sit down. Just for Ron, whenever Ron played. So when Ron signed here, that opened up a lot of eyes.
Yep.
After Ron, TD came, so
Yep.
it was like, there's something going on over there in Arkansas.
Yep. So did.
And we got all the great players from Memphis, other than Anthony Hardaway and a
Yeah.
few others that stayed at Memphis. But so
Yeah.
many of y'all, who recruited you when all your stuff was going? You came out of Fairleigh, and then you went to JUCO. Who recruited you here? Who was the first Arkansas coaches that you talked to?
Coach Egger.
Scott Egger.
Yeah, Scott was the guy. He was always on me.
He loved Memphis basketball.
Yeah, Coach. He loved it. Yeah, Coach E was my guy. That's who recruited me. I talked to him a couple of times, last couple of years back. I hadn't talked to him in a while, though.
Yeah. We're going to hook you up with him again
Yeah,
because he's
yeah.
retired. And
Yeah.
He's in Cape Girardeau, Missouri. He'd love to talk to you. I know that.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Yep.
What about this guy back here? Come on up, Al. It's great to have Al Dillard here. Al, you played with Dwight. What do you think about Dwight going to the Hall of Honor? What was Dwight like when you played with him?
First big stretch four, in my opinion. We talk about the stretch fours now, but he was a big stretch four. He could do it all. He could do it all. He was different, man. Without sight, we're not winning. He played his role. I played my role. Mac and Beck played their role. I think that's the difference, that we master our roles. And Mac said earlier on our way over here, we was never envy of each other. Beck could be the lead scorer of this game. Next game, Cy, Mac, myself, Corliss, Scotty. We didn't care. But then again, that all started with the Bear too, though.
I love it when you call him the Bear.
That's what it is. It started with the Bear.
The Bear would get on you quite a bit. You used to tell me when I was at UAB, you'd always tell me Coach Richardson stories.
Man.
He'd get on you a little bit.
Cy went on the one thing where I transferred. I think about transferring too. He rolled me. Cy tape.
Yeah.
I don't think he got on nobody more than me. Would you not say so?
Yeah, I don't think so.
He got on me.
Yeah,
I can be doing good.
He got on you the worst, though.
I can be doing good, so I tell you.
Yeah, you did.
He'd be on me. So like I said, I'll do it again.
You didn't see it then, though. You really didn't see it. I know I didn't see it. I was blindsided by it.
Yeah, that's why I said, at that time we young guys, we're not seeing what the Bears see. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we all. I know for a fact we'll all do it again.
What about Al Dillard?
Oh, Love, man, I first saw Love in the gym out there jumping. Man, I'm like, who this cat here? Then he started shooting the rock, shooting it. Man, how deep he was shooting it. I remember plenty of nights we leave the dorm, go down to Barn Hill. We had the key, like midnight, me and Al go down there. Sometimes Tank go, we'll shoot. shoot. Love was a work. He stayed in the gym, shooting. But Love, yeah, he was special for us.
I lived in the gym, and
Yeah.
you know, I think he's the best shooter I've ever been around.
Oh, I did.
We've had
for
all of us
sure.
have been in basketball our whole lives, and all you guys could shoot, and he was just a different
definitely.
kind of shooter. And when I would run camps at UAB, he would do all these drills with the kids, and he shot it better than anyone I was had ever been around. And then one time he started shooting with his left hand all the time, and it was almost as smooth and fluid as his right hand. And I'd never seen a right-handed shooter shoot the ball so good with their left hand as Al Dillard did.
Yeah.
And it was crazy. But when we first got to UAB, we had an old gym at UAB. We had Bartow Arena at UAB, but we had an old gym across the street. We didn't have beautiful practice facilities like we do here. We just had the old Bell Gym. And there was 2 ladies that worked there that ran the gym. And they'd been there for years. And we needed extra players to play pickup. Coach Anderson was a big pickup guy, won a lot of pickup games. We needed more pickup guys. And he said, go over there. And they were trying to charge like $8 a day for someone to come in the gym, UAB was. And we needed him like 5 or 6 days a week to come in there and play with our guys. So I went over there and I said, Lisa and Letha, I got this guy. Can y'all just make an exception? We need him to play pickup with our guys. He was on the national championship team in Arkansas. And we really need him here. And they said, you talking about Al Dillard? They said, we run him out of this gym all the time. He in here all the time. Al, he's been here since he's 13 years old in this gym every day. They knew all about Al Dillard.
Yeah,
and after they went on their little rant about him, I was like, okay, so can y'all let him in free? And they did. But, man, it was Al's a legend in Birmingham, Alabama.
Everywhere, because I'm talking about, like, especially in the city of Memphis, anywhere I go, first thing people, they don't say Scotty, they don't say Corliss, they don't even say Clint Corey. Man, where that cat Al Dillard at, man? That's the first thing they say. That's all they talk about, yup.
Yeah, that's
shooting
awesome.
that rock. Love to shoot it, too. Deep range.
Yeah, shot it deep. You know, there was a game in the national championship game, you know, he didn't shoot a ton of free throws. Obviously, he don't miss free throws, but he missed a free throw in the national championship game, and it kind of ricocheted off over in front of the bench.
Yeah.
He sprinted over there and grabbed it. He just missed a free throw.
Yeah.
You know,
So I gave him the pass.
yeah. Oh, was it you? Did he get the rebound?
Yeah, so I got the rebound, gave him the pass.
And you went sprinting over there and you threw it to him. He just missed a free throw. And I remember when it happened, I was like, he's not fixing to launch this. He just missed a free throw. Trilled at 3. You missed the free throw, then you made the 3 off his offensive rebound. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. You think about those days with Coach Richardson, Coach Anderson, Brad Dunn was here at that time, the staff. They were all their own different personalities. All of you guys are a lot the same kind of, but you're also very different. There was a lot of big personalities on that team, wasn't it?
It was.
And on the coaching staff.
Yeah, it was. It was, definitely. As far as coaching, Coach was Coach. Coach A, he had his own way. But Coach Dunn was, he was definitely totally different. But I love Coach Dunn, man. I still talk to him. He just funny overall. But,
He was kind of the player's assistant,
there
right?
You go, yeah.
More so than Coach Richardson or Coach Anderson.
He always kind of communicate, kept everybody with a smile. If something going on wrong, he kind of like, it's okay, because you didn't get that from pretty much Coach. Yeah. It was just like strictly business,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very business-like.
Yeah.
What's some of the games other than like the Final Fours and what's some other games you think? Y'all won a lot of conference games. You won the league one time. But there's other games that stick out to you, whether it's conference or non-conference, that you're like, man, we were great in that game, or maybe some tough losses along the way. Do you think of other games?
It was a lot of good ones, but I just remember we went down to Kentucky and went down there and played down there. We was kind of down. We made that run on Kentucky and Rupp.
Yeah.
And I think they hadn't lost a game in 3-4 years or something. I'm not exact right on that number, but we came back and made that run, and man, Coach was that's about the whole time I was here, that's about the most smile and happiness and high-fiving and, talking and everything us in the locker room. It was just something about that game, I guess, because, to go to Rupp and win,
Yes.
It was just special to him,
Yeah.
Can I tell you my favorite Dwight Stewart game?
Yes.
All right, in the 94, the round of 64, we played Georgetown.
Oh, yeah.
And I had that fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
Kind
got
of the kick, a little bit of a kick.
a little kick.
I forget that one.
Little scramble. But it got Scotty kicked out the game early in the first half. So everybody's on edge.
Yes.
We still haven't proved ourselves as a championship team. Dwight came out and saved me and everybody else. I think he had, 4 or 5 threes that game against Georgetown. One of the best games that I've seen him play that stepped up, and Dwight was the reason why we got past Georgetown.
I like how you say that. I remember that game going on, and it was a tense game, and it really felt like a game it just felt like a game we would lose. We'd had this tremendous season, but it felt like a game that was stacking up against us a little bit. And that play late, there was just a lot of controversial things in that game, but that's a good feeling for you when you think back to those kind of wins.
Yeah, that definitely was a good one, because, like I said, when that happened right there, we was kind of like at a pause, but, it was just meant for me to step up, I was feeling it. So that's the key about when you got, a team, with versatile type players, anybody can step up versus you only got like a 5-man roster, you're not just depth like that, so you just never knew. Like Al said a minute ago, you never knew who one night corners might be off, Scotty off. Guys can step it up, keep it going till he get back in rhythm. See, that's a special team, that's
very special.
Yeah.
Well, we talked about these special teammates. Let's run through a couple others as we get real quick here. Talk about Scotty.
Yeah. Big God, I call him Big God. Scotty was special, he can shoot it. He talk a lot of trash, talk noise, all that. But no, Scotty, he's solid though. It's just that we always stayed on the same side. He always wanted to be on my side cause to set the pick for him. And, I kind of knew, how to, keep him open and stuff like that. Yeah. But Scotty, he was solid. We just, like I say, we just had a special bond. We didn't know how to feed off each other. We knew when certain people wanted the ball and, how to set screens to get them open and all that, Yeah.
I remember when I first saw him shooting it, he had that beautiful shot, but he shot a little higher than most people. So I was like, man, seems a little slower getting off than high. I didn't know how, and it ended up
working out. Yeah, you like,
worked out.
You like, okay, I can adapt to this then, as long as it go in.
It went in. Well, what about Corliss? He was one of the best players in college basketball at that time.
Big Corliss, he was the truth. Beast inside. Nothing you can do with him. Undersized. Man, once he sits you on that right side, left side, I play a lot of the high post, feeding the ball, so we definitely had a good connection. Once I seen how the defender was guarding, especially like if you're on the high left side, I just kind of like led the pass high to him where he can be right there to get that good high percentage shot, and he just killed it with that. I fed him a lot, so I knew exactly where he wanted the ball at.
How'd you learn all that? Who kind of helped you as
I just had a good feel. I just had nobody. I just had a good feel for, the game. I always had that. I always had a good feel for the game.
Soft hands.
Yeah, I had a good feel and, I had a good IQ. I felt I did, and just understanding where he where he wanted the ball, practicing, playing pickup, and, as time went on, that's to me like this day and time, what's going on. I think you have to build chemistry and get to know players, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you want to try to get to that next level, it take time. We play a lot of pickup. In the summertime, we was here, and then all of us. So, that's how we get to understand the guys. Where
That's
they
important
want the ball.
summer.
Oh, definitely. To me,
you couldn't do team workouts in. You played pickup. You got to know each other.
Versus every year you're getting a different player. It could be done, but it's to me, it's tough getting players in late August and then you trying to put it together. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
It's tough.
That team, you also lost Roger Crawford. He was a pretty good player.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Talk about Roger.
Yeah, Rod was special, for his defensive end and scoring. We lost that, that hurt us. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But, we, like I said, again, we had so much depth, so we had the pieces. We was fortunate. So
Davor.
Yeah, had Davor. Guys stepped up to the plate, So we lost Rod on that one. But
what about the national championship game when Ken starts? Talk about that.
Man, that was special, you know what I'm saying, for Ken to be a 4-year guy, and on that stage, championship game, it's like, man, I'm starting off, we got to come in, because Coach used to always say the first 5 minutes set the tempo. Yeah. So, to bring Bailey in on the big stage, the final game, and start him.
A lot of coaches wouldn't do that. Coach Richardson.
Man, nobody did that. Man, let you know what coach was at. But that's big though. I know a lot of coaches. If I was coaching, I would have did it. Yeah. I'm gonna get you in, but I don't know about starting because we got to set this tempo.
But Coach was different that way.
That's what I'm saying. He was. Yep, he was. That was big.
you know, he's still got this big booming voice. It just don't come out as much. It's a
Yeah.
little bit tamer.
Yeah.
But every once in a while, he'll rev that voice up and
for
get
real?
going again.
Yeah, I hadn't talked to him in a while, so you know.
But you're going to see him this weekend.
Yeah, I'd love to see him. I know it's been a while. Yeah, I'm glad to see him. You know, moving around. I know he was going through a lot with his wife and all that, but
Yeah, that was hard.
yeah, I'm glad to see him moving a little bit. You know, kind of get out. You know.
He's really skinny.
Yeah, I
But
heard
he's
that.
moving.
Yeah, but that's good though. You got to
Yeah.
move. Yeah.
Well, you know, when I watch these Arkansas teams now, and I know you watch a lot of our games,
Yeah.
a lot of our former players, they love it. We've had these really good teams, and we've been to a couple Final Eights, you know, under Coach Musselman, and last year the Sweet 16 with Coach Cal. And as good as those teams are, you know, sometimes we've finished fourth in the league or fifth or ninth or 10th, but maybe make the Final Eight or make the Sweet 16. You guys were, you know, win the league or finish second in the league and winning a national championship or a national. Every time we have a great season now, and I see how good we did now, I'm like, man, that team won the league and won a national championship.
Yeah.
And I think we did great, but we might have finished
Yeah.
fifth in the league, but we made the Sweet 16. Or,
Yeah.
you know, I think what you guys did was very, very difficult, and we took it for granted a little bit back then. And did you think you took it for granted as you were going through it?
We set the bar. We set the bar so high. You know, for the comeback for teams after us. You know, to win it, then go back.
I know I coached here after that. The bar was extremely high, and it was
Yeah.
tough for coaches to
Yeah.
make it.
Yeah.
You know, Coach Richardson used to talk about you better feed the bear.
He sure did. Yeah. You're right. He sure said
We
that.
tried to feed it. We just
Yeah.
couldn't feed it
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah.
Talk about that a little bit, the bar.
Well, you know, because like I said, you know, the talent that we had, and it was special. Coach, he put a good group of guys, talent-wise, and then because he was a great motivator, you know, put us together, and then just hard-nosed, tough. Then, you know, it was a battle with a lot of us, like I said, Al, Clint, all of us, you know, to get us to understand our role. And once he got us to believe into his system, the way he wanted to play, and we fed into it, it was like, man, you know, it was no stopping him. And then Coach knew that he had something. And then it took us a little longer to figure it out, you know what I'm saying? But once we figured it out, we know we had something. Because like I said, man, we stayed playing pickup in the gym. We knew it. We was hungry, especially that year we lost in the Sweet 16 to North Carolina.
Yeah,
And
they
you
went
know,
ahead and won it.
Yeah, you know, and we know we was just one or two pieces away, you know, size-wise, you know. And we just came back that next year, all of us on the same page. We should stay here in the summer.
And you got
We
Darnell
grinded
and Lee,
out.
too.
Yeah, and you know, that made a big difference. And then that made us stronger. All of us got stronger, got better. And then we knew, because we was like, man, one game away. And, you know, we got that inch, and we knew. You know what I'm saying? So we just came back and worked. And then once the season started, man, we was just, you saw the opening game against Missouri. So, you know, we just had to put us, you know, let them know what it was that year.
Yeah, that was a great game. And, you know, Darnell and Lee ended up being such big help off the bench, that
Yeah.
great size. You know, when we went to Missouri, when I went with Coach Anderson to Missouri, Norm Stewart was a legendary coach at Missouri.
Yeah.
And he had no bones about when he would speak at a crowd, or when he was really good to us there because he had a strong relationship with Coach Richardson. They were both kind of the same kind of guys.
Yeah.
And so he'd always brag. He called him Nolan, you know. And so he knew Coach A little bit through Coach Richardson. And he would tell crowds about the beating that they took in Bud Walton in all of his years of coaching. He had never had a team get beat like that. And he would always talk about when he shook hands with Coach Richardson after that game. He said, Nolan, y'all are either really good or we're really bad.
Yeah.
And he would tell that story, and the crowd would laugh. And there's a YouTube, or there's a video out of that. And you can see him and Coach shaking hands, and you can see Norm Stewart telling Coach, you can read his lips, you guys are either really, really good or we're really, really bad. Well, they weren't bad. They went 14-0 in the conference.
Yeah, I know. Big 12. Big 12. The
It was
conference.
a Big 8 back then.
A Big 8, my bad. Yeah,
they
Big
went,
8.
They
Sure
went
was, Big 8.
14-0.
Yeah.
And you guys beat them. He used to always say they beat us by 55. I think the official number was 52. But he would always talk about they beat us by 55 points.
And they make it to the Final 8 too? Something
Made
like
the
that?
Final 8, I think. I think they made the Elite
Elite
8.
Eight.
But
Elite
games
8,
like that, you guys would get rolling. What was that like when you were just – Scotty's talked about that to me before, and Bud Walton were the place would be going bananas, and just the timeouts the other teams would have to play, and coming back out of the timeout and just putting it right back on them. What was that like for you?
It was exciting, especially when all was clicking. We was on, when everybody in that rhythm, which that game, that was one of them, we just was ready. That year that we had a chip on our shoulder. We had so much to prove, and it was just tough for teams, defense and offense. And we had so many weapons. Like we had Dawes, Shooter, Al, Scotty, then we just had guys that can do so many different things. We had size, Tank, Big Lee, me and Corliss. It was a monster team. We had everything. Versatility, we had it. We had it.
And the next year gets underrated a little bit because we would love to get back to a national championship game now, and you guys took everyone's punch all the way from Coach Cal and UMass at the beginning. Yeah. Everybody wanted to beat Arkansas with a passion, and to have that great season and to make it all the way back. And really the North Carolina game was a beautiful display of basketball in the semis. That was a great season too. And that's a season that when you win a national championship year before, but to get back, I don't think you guys get enough credit for getting back to that.
Oh, yeah. It's tough. You know what I'm saying? You're right about the credit, but like a lot of people I had conversations, man, you just don't know. When you win the national championship and then come back there next year, you got everybody want to get you, upset you, and make their season. You know what I'm saying? They're going to play their best basketball. They don't care. That game right there against the national champ, as long as we win that one, the rest of them, we'll take a break. You know what I'm saying? And that's how it was. That's how UMass came out. They was just like, man, they had something, and for us to battle that, going against that every night, it was tough, but we had that group, and that's how we was able to get over the hump on a lot of games, you know what I'm saying? Doing different things, like you saying, for us, the big, speaking, like we played in, Texas? We played Texas Southern. I had a big game the first game, then the second round played Syracuse. And we was kind of struggling. I think Corliss wasn't playing too well. Big Lee came in. That's what got us over the hump.
That was a close game.
Yeah, it was close, but Big Lee came in and played a monster game, though.
Yeah.
He came big off the bench.
Yeah.
But
you just never knew.
Yeah, exactly. Them type of, who gonna step up?
Yeah. You're back home in Memphis. What's it like? Is there still, you run into a few Razorback folks here and there?
Yeah, I see.
Do people come up to you that don't know you and talk to you about, did you play basketball?
Yeah.
And you tell them you're a national champion.
Yeah.
Do you have some of those conversations
in
Memphis?
I do. I have a lot of them. A lot of people that come up and see me, when I do get out a little bit and talk about it. And some of them, I'm a Razorback fan, this and that. And I had someone like, well, that's a Razorback right there. What's his name? I just I'm used to it though. I'm like, well, they probably knew Razorback, so you know how that go. But nah, I see a lot of guys, people. I'm excited about, the game. I'm looking forward to going to the game, the Memphis and all that. It's big in the city. Everybody looking forward to it because they've been wanting that for so long, the Arkansas and, Memphis.
And Coach Cal, I don't think any of us saw him all the years we battled against him. UMass, Memphis, Kentucky. Now he's here coaching your Razorbacks. What's that like for you?
Oh, it's great. It's great. I can't wait to shake his hand and tell him I'm excited. So I just hope he, get it done. You know what I'm saying? He the person to make it happen. Exactly. So, you know what I'm saying? I know it takes some time. The fan base, just be patient. It's coming. It's been, the last couple of years have been good with Coach Muss, you know what I'm saying? We've been excited, and then I know Coach Muss left. And the people that I know was kind of disappointed, you know what I'm saying? But once Cal name came up, a lot more people kind of got looking excited. But I think he's going to make it happen. Yeah, hope he do.
One thing I love about you guys' team is that they said it. I mean, there's not a lot of jealousy. You guys have a lot of affection for each other. You pull for each other as adults.
Yeah.
And you got these great memories of what y'all achieved together as a team.
Yeah, it's special. Like I said, a lot of, I played ball for a long time overseas, and I played a lot of different guys that I knew, in that stretch in the 90s and all that. And we would just talk about teammates and stuff. They like, man, I ain't talked to him in so long. I ain't seen him, we don't do this, because we always doing something, Every year, every 2 years, something coming up, we getting together. So that means a lot, for us to be able to have that.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, we all make a phone call, you know what I'm saying, and check on each other. So
I love that.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. The great Dwight Stewart, Arkansas Razorback Hall of Honor. Dwight, it's been a privilege to get to visit with you.
Appreciate it, Coach. Love it.